What's good? Juan Macias Montiel stops James Kirkland in under 2 rounds, drops him 3 times, and the referee calls him off. From the moment they put James Kirkland on camera, he was hitting the mitts before they went to the break to put the fight. This fight was on Fox. So before they went to commercial break, they showed him hitting the pads. And I thought, man, there is really nothing to his punches. He always had really bad defense and bad fundamentals. He squares up a lot. He crosses his legs, so he has bad footwork, no defense, and later on, when he lost to Ishida, we found out that he had a bad chin as well. So when that got exposed, his career really went downhill. I mean, he had his moments when he beat Angulo, but then he signed with 50 Cent, and after that, inactivity ruined his career. He fought. Look, I was looking up his box rec right now. I have it pulled up actually. He fought 6 times in 2011. 6 times. That's including his loss, and that's including the fight with Angulo. 6 times. So this guy wanted to be an active fighter because he was very active, and then I believe he got in trouble with the law for a bit, and then he got on this fast track once again in 2011, even after his loss. But after he signed with 50 Cent, he fought once in 2012, once in 2013 against Glenn Tapia. We thought, okay, maybe this is James Kirkland back to form. And that's when he got that fight, the Glenn Tapia fight, got him the Canelo fight. But that was all the way till 2015, almost 2 years later, a year and a half later. And he didn't fight again until last year. So he had a 4-year layoff, and he fought twice last year, and then he fought this year. So these fighters, this inactivity is really hurting their careers. And I know people want to say that it was him splitting with Ann Wolf and all that. And yeah, Ann Wolf kept him disciplined, kept him busy. But this guy really needed an actual trainer. He needed to fine tune his skills. He had raw power, raw talent, but really nothing else. And he was so strong, and he so imposing on his opponents that he was able to get away with that for a long time, for about 30 fights, 27 fights, I believe. He was 27-0 and 24 knockouts, something like that, until he fought Ishida. So he was able to get away with that because he was so strong, he hit so hard, and his pressure was so unrelenting. But during that time, he needed someone to fine tune the skills, work on his footwork, work on him cutting off the ring, work on his head movement. Man, this guy. It amazes me how far this guy got. And not to take anything from Montiel, but James Kirkland moves like an amateur. His head movement is awful, his footwork is awful, and we know about the issues with his chin, but man, this guy, he needs to retire. He needs to retire now. He should not be allowed into a boxing ring, especially with a huge puncher like Montiel. 22, 4-1, and all his wins are by knockout. So this guy could crack. And James Kirkland just coming forward with his chin out, just begging to be stopped. Begging to be stopped. So if a fight like Ishida, knocking you out, that doesn't make you completely change your style, then he wasn't gonna change his style ever, and anyone that he couldn't impose his will on would knock him out. And really, Angulo beat himself in their fight. He punched himself out in the first round. He should not have done that. He thought that because James Kirkland doesn't have much of a chin, that he could just run through him in the first round, and that was really an amateur mistake by Perro. That hurt his career too because he took a massive beating. But the Kirkland that beat Angulo could have been something, but then, like I said, his inactivity after that, people wanted to see Kirkland. I want to see Kirkland in the ring. He was very exciting. Everyone loved his style, his pressure, his volume, his power. Love everything about his style inside the ring. He just needed to fine tune, and of course his discipline. And man, signing up with 50 Cent. That's the worst thing a fighter in 2011, 2010. We saw how Gamboa's career went. Could have done, man. That's the worst thing for your career. So fighters, don't sign with 50 Cent. Don't sign with any rapper. Please don't do it. Just don't do it. And I know this video is a post-fight video, but this might be the last time I get to talk about a James Kirkland fight. I hope it is. And James Kirkland is very exciting. I love his fighting style. Like I said, my favorite Canelo fight is a James Kirkland fight, and that's why I want Canelo to fight David Lemieux, because I think that fight would be similar. And maybe it end similar, but I think that would be a great fight as well. So Kirkland has gave us some great fights. Joel Julio, Angulo, Canelo. So he doesn't back down. He didn't back down from anybody. But maybe he should have worked on getting better at the sport. I hope he has something else he could do, man, because he doesn't have a spot in the sport anymore. So thanks everybody for watching. What did you guys think about this? Peace.